Now, as we tested the static NRDC mod end to end, maybe we can have a look into the dynamic NRDC mod as well. So for that, let's quickly go back to the free5GC homepage, user guide, and here we can find the dynamic NRDC. And similarly, like the last one, we'll be using the namespace separation deployment mode. So this is the documentation, and I guess this is the same kind of topology diagram that we are using. I guess it's almost the same. You can have a look. And then we have the same kind of prerequisites for the Golang, GTP5G, and MongoDB, and also for the namespace setup. So yeah, we can do that. But first of all, I should do make down, and now maybe I can do it up again. Okay, and after that, the free5GC same configuration with the ngap list N3 and N6 IP. I've already done that, and the IP forwarding is also done. We'll start the free5GC again. Similarly, we'll start the web console as well. And I guess it's running now. And we have already created subscriber earlier, so we need not to create it again. And now we can start the Gnode piece. Before that, let's go inside the namespaces. Oops. Now I'm inside the DCNS mran namespace, and we can have a look onto the configuration file first. And this file is like the last one we used in the static DC NRDC, and the only difference I can see here is the static NRDC is set to false. In the last YAML file it was true. Now we can just start it. Similarly for the SRAN, and we can get it as well. It should be almost the same. Yep, with all the things, and the static NRDC is also set to false. And we can also start the Gnode here. Now it's time for the UE. And let's okay, we can simply get the config file, and it's almost the same which was used last time. The only difference is what I can see is that here NRDC is also set to false. Now let's run the UE as well, and we can see the logs in the master Gnode. Also the tunnel also had the IP for the UE. Now we have something different from the last one. In the dynamic NRDC, we need to start the console for the free-ran UE. So for that, we can just go to some host terminal. Yeah, maybe this one will be fine. And we should run this. And now I should be able to open the console in the terminal. Okay. And the password should be free-ran UE. So here I have two Gnode. I can remove them and try to add them again according to the docs using this IP and the port 40104. Similarly, add one more. Yep. Now we can see this is the master Gnode, and this is the secondary Gnode, and it shows no UE, as well as we have no UE here as well. But we can see the UE in the master Gnode, but not in the secondary Gnode. You can see the difference. So now we'll be using the NRDC mode to connect the UE to the secondary G0B as well via the XN UE list. So for that, let's see what the documentation says. Now this thing is done in our case. We'll perform the ICMP test. Let's see if it works fine or not. Before that, I can just start the PCAPs. I need to go inside. Oops, not this one. Yep. And let me run the PCAP as well. I can name it dynamic and here as well. Okay. Start it here and here as well. Now we can perform the ping test according to the docs. Yep. We can also do IPA, and you can see the tunnel had some assigned IP. And let's perform the ping test. And we can see get some packet, the main G0B, whereas the secondary G0B still had 0 packets. Now let's try to ping via the UE IP to 1111. And still you can see all the packets are going to the master G0B. So we have nothing on the secondary G0B. So in order to get something on the secondary G0B, we have to use the dynamic NRDC feature. For that, what we'll be doing is we will go to the console, and inside the master information, we'll turn on the DC of UE. Perfect. So here we have the master G0B, and we have the RAN UE list, and we'll turn it on. And after this, we should be able to see the XN UE exists in the secondary G0B. So we'll go to the secondary G0B, and now you can see we have the XN UE list in the secondary G0B. So now let's try to ping again. Let's have a look. Here we have 20 packets and here we have 0. So let's try to do the ping test, and you can see we got the packets on the master G0B. And try to ping via the secondary G0B. Before it, let's see if we have any packet. We have 30 over here and 0 here, and this time it should work fine, and we can see now we are getting the packets on the secondary G0B as well. So yeah, it was all about the dynamic NRDC concept with which you can change the route of the UE with which G0B it should go through, and we can also have a look onto the packets we captured. Let me just save them and open them in the Wireshark. So now you can see I have the MRAN dynamic PCAP and SRAN dynamic PCAP over here, and if we go inside the packets, you can see again the source and destination address. This is the master G0B IP, and also if you go inside the GRPAs, you can see the TEID and the message type, and here you can see the destination address 8888. And also if we go to 1111, you can also see the destination address change to 1111 as well, but after enabling the NRDC mode once you go inside it. And you can see the source and destination out here. This is the IP for the secondary G0B, and inside the GRPAs you can see the TEID is different, and also the source address and the destination address now you can see is 1111. So after enabling the NRDC mode, the packets of the UE are now routed through the secondary G0B, but earlier they were routed through the master G0B. So now you can see the difference between the master and secondary G0B packets using the dynamic NRDC mode. So that was all about the video, and maybe see you in the next one.